time, baby. Right before we record.
Ooh,
Fizzy
crisp.
water.
That shit was crisp.
We're so fucking back. And then I die right before I say it. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. Welcome back to the Liberal Artist Podcast. I am your host, as always, Bodio Papula. With me, I have Kaylie Horowitz.
Howdy, howdy.
And Andy Gibby Gibson.
You were so proud of your fizzy water, only for it to betray you instantly.
Listen!
Ooh, gnarly.
The good slurps.
I've had enough of this conversation. Listen.
What conversation? What?
Transmission ended.
That's been this episode. Good night.
He just keeps hitting B to zip through anything I have to say.
You're just like fast forwarding like a tape, like like
I'm
the entire episode.
Yeah, but we're doing bits.
Listen.
Yeah.
It's a special time of year. Get the family together.
Christmas?
Yeah. We get the family together.
Oh.
You have a good meal. Sit beside the fire, right?
Yeah.
Look across the people, the people you've gathered, the people you have in your life you really spend this time with,
Family.
Look them into the face. And you ask them, which one of you motherfuckers killed this guy? Let's wake up dead, man.
Knives out, bitches.
Murder mystery time, y'all. I was saying this to Gibby off pod. It is very funny to me that Rian Johnson, director of Knives Out, all three of these, has gone from working on Breaking Bad, greatest television ever made, to ruining Star Wars, to then making like modern day Sherlock Holmes movies between Knives Out and Poker Face. Like, good job, Mr. Johnson. You got range.
He's got range.
Like I said, man, it's the roller coaster that makes things interesting. Like Spielberg, he's just been like linear, going up and up and up and up and up. Who cares? Give me some bombs once in a while. Fall flat on your face.
Where's the drama?
Yeah. And then you hit like L or R, you tech that shit, you pop right back up.
Smash Brothers?
Yeah. And you give us Knives Out and like the greatest silly detective that we've had since like Inspector Clouseau. Like I'm
I thought you were gonna say Columbo.
Hey, Columbo's a serious detective.
ACAB, EC. All cops are bad except Columbo.
A cabakek.
No. Keep the same acronym. All Columbos are badass.
Akaba.
And by that, I mean, like, all episodes of Columbo. Because every time you think the guy's gonna get away, he goes, one more thing. And then he gets him. Gets him every time.
All episodes of, we don't do of Columbo or badass. I'm not even gonna try. Anyway.
Probably for the best not to.
Probably for the best. Yo, wait, no, let it die. Let it die.
Okay, let it shrivel up and die.
And then it can wake up like a dead man, like the movie we watched recently.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Clever reference.
You want to synopsize for us?
Yeah, man. Daniel Craig spends 2 hours with an accent and I want to punch him in the face. Good night, everybody. No, it's the third installment of I guess we're just calling them Knives Out mysteries now.
Yeah.
Which, sure, man, that's fine.
You have to have a knife out to solve the mystery.
Everybody's got a knife.
There is a knife in this. There's actually a knife in this one.
That's what I mean. Like, dude,
I don't think there was a knife in the second one. Everybody tries to remember a movie we watched 3 years ago. It's like, oh.
Flashback noises.
Yes, you are correct that this one is back to knives, which is it's nice to be like, all right, we've got Knives Out. And then the second one, damn, man, no knives. They really fell off. Hey, this one's got a knife in it.
Yo!
we go into the third installment of the adventurers of one Benoit Blanc. This time in upstate New York.
Hell yeah.
A little bit. Kaylie stomping grounds. A little bit outside Albany.
Yeah.
In this little kind of middle of nowhere town.
Let me get it out of the way. Fuck Albany. Continue.
Damn.
Shots fired.
It is mandatory. Everybody hates our capital.
Fair enough.
Moving on.
Moving on. A murder happens, and with this asshole priest, the good guy priest, is framed for the murder. So we got to find out who done did it.
Yeah.
Enter our cavalcade of weirdos, and rolling.
A quick side note about small towns in movies.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever noticed how Hollywood's definition of a small town always has a large population as well as incredible amenities and people with like vast like degrees and like success and everything? Like you're telling me that this little small town has like a law firm that's been going for like 50 years with like well-educated people. It also has like a bevy of celebrities such as like successful authors, former politicians. Like, think about it like this. Hollywood sees a place like Pawnee, Indiana as a small town, like in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
That place has no fewer than 4 nightclubs, as well as every sort of like different ethnic food group that you could possibly have. Hollywood has never been to a small town before. A small town has a single gas station, a post office, and maybe a McDonald's, sometimes a Cracker Barrel.
And they're all at the same one intersection of the town.
And the entire color palette is just beige, if you're lucky, and not rust.
Mm-hmm.
Shout outs to Tuskegee. Or whatever. I kind of had one statement going into this movie.
Yeah.
If it is not as much as a celebrity spot fest as Glass Onion was, I will likely enjoy it.
Yep.
And it wasn't, which was refreshing, I think.
Delicious beverage. Or sorry,
delicious
you meant the
beverage
movie.
of actual actors. Damn, that was meaner than I wanted it to be.
Wow. Rude.
No, but like of like the really recognizable faces, right? It's really just like Daniel Craig, Glenn Close, Kerry Washington, Mila Kunis, Josh Brolin. Are we counting Jeremy Renner?
Yeah.
I think just because we have to. He's like your friend's little brother that like has to be included for some reason.
I'm here too.
Spoilers. But if I had a nickel for every time a former Avenger was the bad guy in Knives Out, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's really funny that it happened twice.
He's not even the bad guy. He's like an accessory to the bad guy.
Exactly. But he's still technically an antagonist, I guess.
Wait. Batista wasn't the guy who did it in the last one. No, he died in the other one.
No, they got him.
No. The first one, Bo. Think back even further than 3 years ago.
Yeah. No, I was trying to, because it's weird to me that there is a Marvel actor or an actor most well known for their Marvel role in all 3 of these.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like they're checking a box, like they have a Sudoku board of like traits that they're looking for. Because this one is also, we have, I know he's not mainstream enough, but if you had a fucking Sherlock or a Super Hulock phase, you were so hyped to see Andrew Scott in this movie, like I was. But him and Leslie Odom Jr. in the previous movie check that like theater kid adjacent, like Broadway professional like tick of actor in that roster that I'm like, man, do they just have a grid of like a phenomenal like character actor person? Here's Glenn Close for this one. Here's Jamie Lee Curtis for the first one. I swear there's a typecast chart somewhere.
We gotta get the guy who has been in a superhero movie. We gotta get the aged amazing actress. We gotta get the probably character actor, Ryan Johnson is just a fan of, and it's like, hey, do you want to be in my movie? And then we got to get 2 or 3 suits for Daniel Craig, and then we're done.
He brings the rest of the stuff, but yeah, we gotta get him some new suits every once in a while.
You know, something I noticed with like how the movie is built and the casting of it is that it is similar to the first Knives Out movie
Mm-hmm.
in that Benoit Blanc is not necessarily the main character. Like he's still a very
Yeah.
prominent character, more so than he was in the first movie. Like the first movie, he's not like the focus. He's more of like an instrument of the plot. The
Yeah.
second movie, he's the main character.
For sure.
And then this one, he's kind of like the sidekick to like Father Judd,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
I think in some ways makes things stronger than the second one.
Well, I was thinking about this while I was watching the movie. So obviously the biggest basis for these movies is like a Sherlock Holmes mystery.
Agatha Christie, more or less, honestly.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm.
In those books, the detective usually isn't like the perspective we're telling the story from, right? Like it's usually like a Watson or like
Yeah.
I my brain was Nick in Great Gatsby.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, Jay Gatsby is the main character, but Nick is the character who we're following.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
I
think
feel like that's what Benoit's supposed to be.
yeah. Without having read all of Agatha Christie's work, and I know there's a lot more people out there who are like living deeply in the trenches of her novels.
For sure.
But 100% Sherlock is always told through the lens of John Watson, journaling and diarying his experience of working with and living with Sherlock Holmes. Agatha Christie stories, more often than not, I don't remember how frequently in the novels, if we are staying typically in third person or if we are following a character or two more often than not. But like I was in a production of The Mousetrap, which is her, play, was one of these like world's longest running piece. I think on the West End. I think it still is going.
Oh wow.
And that is a play where the detective is very important. The detective becomes very important by the end of that play. But they are not our main character that we're spending all that time with. And I'll let you in on maybe the little secret I've picked up from every writer I've ever worked or met with along the way. It's hard to write smart characters. And detectives are both smart and charismatic. It's so much easier to make them full of like mystique and intrigue by not writing in their point of view, so you don't have to justify all that smartness.
It also kind of ruins the mystery, right?
Yes.
Because they'll figure it out before they reveal it.
Yeah.
So if you're following their mentality, you'll solve the mystery, and then there's still like 5 chapters left in the book.
Right.
Well, I guess we're just here now.
I
Right.
guess I just got some time to kill.
It's interesting to look at like how the characters are focused upon across the different movies, because Ana de Armas is the main character in Knives Out, and at first Benoit Blanc is more of like a tension character. Like he is seeming like he's pursuing her for a crime she didn't commit, but also like pursuing justice as we start to learn more about him. But then with him being the focus, you're right. It's hard to have him hold up the movie as the driving character and also like be interesting at the same time. Like he is because he's fun, but he's a smart character who quickly picks up on everything that's going on.
Well, I guess the question I would ask posed to the table is, A, do we enjoy that? Like, enjoy this style of him just coming in and filling in his space, as opposed to the Glass Onion, where Glass Onion is much easier to follow in 3 acts, as opposed to something like this, where you kind of have to know where the 3 acts are. Do we enjoy this better? B, do we want to get to know the character Benoit Blanc?
I'm kind of like no, because like
I do,
he's
but
fun.
I think that's because he is he's fun. He's personable and charming, but it's that like I want to know more about him, but will I be satisfied with that is always what I keep coming back to with this character.
Well, my thing with Benoit is that he's already a complete character. Like, there's not a lot of development that's really necessary for him, because in Wake Up Dead Man, some of the conflict that arises between him and Father Judd is more on the spiritual side rather than like the mortal side. Like, the disagreements that they have are about like the purpose of faith, like organized religion, things along those lines. That's not something that Benoit is necessarily changing that much. Like, he's not like a completely different guy by like the end of you know, this movie or anything. Although by the end of it, he is willing to see things from Father Judd's perspective of like, sometimes you have to let another person confess to something for justice to be done and for the truth to come out, rather than him just going, yep, it was her all along, and here's how I figured it out.
Or to let them like save themselves, right?
Yeah.
Give somebody the space to say it, because spoilers, Glenn Close did it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Gasp.
Cruella de Vil.
The reason that's crazy. I never put that together.
What? Oh my god, that's all I think of when I see her.
Not that she is Cruella de Vil. It's like, no, yeah, Cruella de Vil killed the guy. It's like, yeah, of course she did. She's Cruella de Vil. But she's also the mean lady in Devil Wears Prada. Glenn Close.
Well, that's Meryl Streep.
No, that's Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep? Glenn Close and Meryl Streep. 100% crispy. Come on the pod. Let's play video games.
Yeah.
But the reason he decided at the end to not reveal it is because he saw that she was dying. Right? That was kind of his, I feel like, kind of out of nowhere. But if you think it justifies it, that was his turning point. He had the conversation with Judd, the good guy priest.
Yeah.
That's like, hey, man, people have religion to save themselves. Benoit Blanc, after hearing this, it's like, oh, you're just Mark Twain. That explains so much about this character and so much about his characterization and why I hate him so much, because I'm a Mark Twain fanboy.
Grumbler fan club. Grumbler fan club.
But like,
that's a callback, dear listener.
Follow us on TikTok. He's a Mark Twain stand-in. He aggressively dislikes religion, and at the very end he gets to say, actually, I get where you're coming from. And so he gets kind of like his character arc for the movie at the very end, his little superhero moment.
It's like, yeah, he functions kind of more like a sidekick that is the integral plot device to solving the mystery, rather than I'm a person and we're both going on a journey, but like I'm gonna learn a little something along the way too. Like I like this world that we're fleshing out of the adventures of Benoit Blanc and all his many travels in that very like Hercule Poirot sort of way of like, oh, all the places that you've been and all the people that you've met. That's where it's always that like, I'd love to know more. I'd love to just read more chapters in the book of your stories. Like, what are all the other mysteries, all the other things you've done or people you've met and worked with along the way?
I think it's wild in his world that he's a celebrity, like a well-known celebrity. Like, one of the things Judd says to him is like, you were on The View. Why are you here? Right. Which is a good bit. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, why are you here? Why would people be willing? People know who you are. You're a known quantity. If you showed up, maybe Martha's a little different just because she's a religious zealot. Mm-hmm. But if they do, when they do a Knives Out 4,
we're going to skip 4. We're going to go to 5.
I'm going to 5, baby.
It's the mystery. What happened to Knives Out 4? Who killed Knives Out 4? I must declare I need to know.
Great promo stunt.
When they do Knives Out 4, people are going to know who he is, right? Yeah. And if it's like, if this motherfucker who's very famous for solving murder mysteries is around here after I murdered somebody, he's got to go. Like, there's no question anymore.
Yeah, I wonder, you got to kill that guy, or else he's gonna like expose like your crimes.
Yeah, and these aren't action movies, right? These are Clue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how / if they address that at all.
And I think that was the refreshing thing about this. But for, again, as much as we have a main character who's also very prone to physical combat, we learn about Father Judd's past and that he used to be a boxer. He killed a man in the ring and has been grappling with that. And you know, after that instance, sort of found faith, found his new purpose. But we do get a lot of some nice, like, kind of fighting choreography moments of like violence on screen kind of things. But I think that hits the nail on the head of like what re-excited me about this one that we kind of lost in the second. Like, we're still doing, you know, it's all puzzle box, it's all murder mystery, it's all can you solve it before we get the reveal 10 minutes until the credits roll. But it's so much more like heightened clue than it is like a Taken or, you know, one of these other things. It's like, yeah, it's a mystery, but like it's an action mystery, not just true.
It doesn't feel like it needs to excite you with explosions. It's like,
yeah,
watch people talk, watch people figure it out.
Right, like the characters are so engaging, the tension is already just keeping you in. Yeah, we don't need to put in explosions. We can have some fun like moments of like chase sequence or again like violence or combat, but like that comes as the payoff of, oh, and here's your next, like, oh, that information was wrong, and here's actually what's going on. Whoa.
Did you all notice the point and click adventure moment when he holds up the picture frame and they're trying to figure out like what's
at the
different?
Bar.
I was like, this is they pulled this from Nancy Drew CD-ROM.
Yes!
2001.
The Little Dora the Explorer.
This
I was
is
thinking
crazy.
of Freddy Fish, but
Yeah.
yes.
I thought this was one of those like Netflix videos that like you're supposed to click along and try to
Oh my
figure
God.
out the mystery. Like,
Bandersnatch, where did
Yeah,
you go?
I thought this was like
Pajama
that,
Sam?
like that one episode that the New Day from WWE did that's like interactive. I was just like, am I supposed to click something here?
Right.
I thought it was interesting
Is
that
this a QuickTime event?
I thought it was interesting that they kept it in motion so us the viewers couldn't look at it for too long.
Yeah,
No,
be
which was
like,
great,
hey.
which is such a good, again, reveal of just the like, oh, the second lamp. Oh, you motherfuckers. Also, I'm distracted watching the bartender like just casually get right back into position that he was in the picture originally.
Very good directing. Back to Judd, our protagonist, right?
Yeah.
Our Nick, our
Yeah.
Watson,
Yeah.
whatever. He's the reformed priest. Yeah, that's the right word. Reformed man who became a priest, enters the priesthood after he killed a man in anger in a boxing match. I don't believe that he has fought anyone.
Especially when he said he did it when he was 17. It was just like, I know what most like 17-year-olds look like. They are not powerful enough to kill a man in organized combat.
Yeah, but have you seen him?
Probably.
He's huge.
He is tall, he is lanky.
Yeah.
But like Josh Brolin hits him in the face and he just kind of folds over.
He
Fucking
wasn't
the next guy,
expecting it, I guess.
Yeah.
Samson,
Yeah.
Thomas Hayden Church, punches him in the head again and he gets TK'd and then absolutely demolished in mud. I'm like, you've never fought anybody. Josh Brolin throws a book at him in the middle of the argument,
out!
and I'm like, get out! I'm like, you've never been hit in the face, sir.
Okay, if you're running in darkness through like the thick brush and can't see anything, and somebody sees you coming and you're running at them and they clock you in the face, you're going down. Like, no matter what.
His boxing stance is straight up, knuckles out, jolly old English style boxing at his nose.
You gotta hit him with the, yeah, let me at him, guys.
Yeah, right. The why I oughta stance.
Why I oughta.
I'm sitting there watching him like hit the speed bag. I'm like, brother, if I jab check you, your nose is broken. You do not know what you're doing.
What I like about Father Judd as a protagonist is that rather than Ana de Armas's character who has things happen to her and she's running from it and also trying to solve it, he is a more active character in what he wants. He can see what Monsignor is doing, that he has taken something that Judd believes in and twisted it to his own evil ambitions to essentially become a cult leader in this small community. And he is working against it. First, he does it peacefully, where he's trying to establish relationships with people and say, like, hey, this is what you've been taught Catholicism is. Here's what I think it could be. But then when Monsignor, because of the huge ego that he has, keeps pushing and pushing and pushing, then he's willing to fight for things and say, what you're doing is evil. I am going to stop you. Which is also good motivation for, like, person of interest of, like, murder mystery. You know? Where it's just like, hey, by the way, the Republican chud that failed at everything just recorded you and everything that you just said, and it really looks like you might have murdered this guy. or it's just like, damn, you got me there, fellas. It's on tape and everything.
You got me there, fellas.
In the moment, I sounded really cool, but out of context, this is gonna be real bad for me in court.
I think that's a good jumping off point. I find it both a little very good and also extremely annoying.
Yeah.
How ham-fisted the messaging in these films can kind of be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, let's not even like try to play both sides of it, right? It's like, hey, Republicans are doing some whack shit, right?
Yeah.
I think that is the point, though.
That is the point,
they're
right?
not trying to be subtle, because I think that is fully intently Rian Johnson's
I
point
think they are kind of sort of trying to be subtle while also not. He's trying to have it both ways.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, we're not subtle in our representation. This is the modern day American Republican Party and how they treat politics and what they do.
And religion.
Especially making the character Cy straight up a Republican politician, and him just outright saying it's like, oh, I tried to demonize this person, this person, this person. How we get engagement, how we take over, how we expand your flock is to make enemies of people.
The homophobia thing, and the sexism thing, and the misogyny thing, and the racism thing, and the
yeah. I think where they're trying to have it both ways is that they made that character black. Like if they made it just another white guy, people would have been like, hey, you can't do that. But since they made him a fake ass Fox News pundit.
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
but also remember, we're setting him up as a kind of red herring, but not, that maybe he is more than we're being told. But right off the bat, we're given the story of his circumstance was already a lie, that they had it, in the community, sort of brought up unspokenly that maybe this was Vera's kid.
Yeah.
She always thought that he was her half brother by her father from a different woman. Spoilers, that's not true at all.
Was he ever meant to be a red herring?
Well, and not like a red herring as in like he's the one who did it, but certainly suspicious and definitely, just suspect in general of, ooh, yeah, like Vera, like her father was the attorney for Monsignor, and they established that they were very close. And so it is that kind of question of like, ooh, yeah, we already know that guy was like wrapped around his finger. Can we trust the information that we're being given then about Cy? How much? And it turns out none at all.
Yeah, but like in that same vein, right, with how ham-fisted the characterizations are, I also feel like there's, dude, Glenn Close in this movie, I'm sure they gave her the script, is like, hey man, just like do your thing. Kaylie
I can't think of better line delivery than her. It's such a shame all these teenage hooligans keep drawing rocket ships on the crypt.
Yeah. Kaylie could probably relate to this. The moment you find out whether or not you're a decent actor is when you learn what it's like to express emotion but also be trying to hold yourself back.
Yeah.
Like that's what actually difficult acting is when you're supposed to be feeling intense emotion, but you're trying to be a person in that reality and saying, I don't want to just scream at you. I don't want to just yell at you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling this thing. I want to, but I'm not going to. And I have to not only feel that, but I have to express that to people. That's true tough acting.
That's
I feel
so
like with
hard
Glenn
for me.
Close, it's so hard, dude. when I did that successfully on stage, I was like, okay, I'm pretty decent at it. But I say that because I feel like Kaylie, again, you can relate to this. The most fun you have as an actor when they give you a couple lines, they're like, yeah, man, just like fucking wail, throw yourself into the wind,
Dude.
scream at them.
Amanda Wingfield, me getting to just like scream, throw myself at a coat rack, all that shit. Like watching this, I'm just like, oh yes.
Like,
and honestly, a lot of these characters have some of those good melodrama or just like good, like big physical outburst moments.
Definitely Glenn Close, man. They're just like fucking go do your thing.
Go fall
whatever.
on this wooden cross in dramatic wailing upon discovering the Monsignor's body. Go find yourself onto the ground, wailing and kneeling and
Josh
praying.
Brolin, you get your supervillain monologue. Just sit there, give your lines, man. Have fun with it. Kerry Washington, we know you're a dramatic actor. Here's your monologue that ends with calling some dude a son of a bitch. This is what people want to see you do. Go
Andrew
for it,
Scott,
man.
here's a suit of armor and a moat.
Yeah.
Just give him the weird shit, you know?
Yeah.
He could take it.
And then there were nice moments, right, where all the actors who are known for a certain style of thing got to do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of the goofiness, we did get to pair that with some like actual serious scenes. I think my favorite scene is it's Benoit, Judd, and the April, the lady on the phone.
Louise,
thank you.
Yeah,
and
I
Louise,
was just about to say, talk about a fucking character that just comes in as a bit, and then suddenly I'm like, no, I need to make sure she's okay.
Yeah,
Louise.
I think that's the strongest moment in the movie for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's all. It's also supposed to be that for Benoit. Because at that point he's found out Judd lied to him about something, and he's so mad because it's like, if you had told me that, I could have solved the case already. My game.
Yeah.
But then once he finds out that Judd's like, no, he's like really into this, right? Like this is his life. He's not just saying stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop being persnickety about religion and actually try to help this guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Judd is he's like the Christian that has just been born again, and because of that, he has so
without
much
being
fire.
a born again Christian. Let's
True.
be clear.
This is true. He's, Catholic and everything. But you have the difference between him and Monsignor, who was born into this in essence. Like he's been doing this forever. Like it's the family trade. It's not that he actually has any ambition to support like the goodwill of the church. He's here to like point fingers and like shame people. And like that is what Benoit expects organized religion to be like. And so getting to see him have that human connection adds to that like little wrinkle of development that we get out of him. I agree with you. It's a strong moment for that reason.
Well, and it's also what we're also set up to believe, because the whole story of that church, like Monsignor, like again, exactly, this is the family trait. His grandfather used to be the priest, the pastor there. But there is a whole story that they keep saying is like the bedrock foundation of this church, that his daughter Grace got pregnant out of wedlock, had her son is Jefferson Wicks, who grows up to be the Monsignor, yada yada. But his mother was like shamed and dishonored out of this church over a story of an inheritance that she knows she was supposed to have but was deliberately kept from her, that broke her completely. Honestly, very valid crash out, girl. You do you. I'm sorry.
Maybe don't slap a little kid in the face, but
maybe not.
Even
Well,
if
she
they
was
are
being
mean.
a little bitch. She deserved it.
Damn.
But most valid crash out of the year goes to Grace Jefferson, or Grace Wicks, excuse me. But so that's sort of the story that we're kind of led to believe, is this like, oh yeah, and this is, either, everyone in the church crowd goes, yeah, she was the harlot whore, yeah, she deserved it. or the rest of us kind of as an audience are sitting there going, yeah, organized religion really sucks for women. Look what they're doing to frame her in such a light. God damn.
I find some of the backstory to be a little bit flimsy, if I'm being honest here.
For sure.
Like, not that part. Like, we get the biased narrative of like, the harlot whore, like she is like the one that tore out the crucifix and everything like that. And then we realize like, oh, so like something bad happened and like your, entire family and community shamed you for like decades over this. Like, that's not so much what I have a problem with. It's more of like, I can suspend my disbelief for a lot of things. How did this priest get a jewel that's worth $60 million or so? Why is the priest rich? How did
he had inherit? They didn't say how he got into his riches. All that is that he was rich, and he gave his life to the church. Right, this is Monsignor's father. Gave his life to the church. He still had all these riches, which is why Grace stuck around. They were really flimsy on her not just like booking it. They really wanted it to be about the money.
Yeah.
As opposed to I think for us, our mental is like, oh, he messed up, knocked her up, so they got married. They never got to there. They never stated that.
Yeah.
But he spent his whatever fortune on that one diamond.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he dies because he eats.
He dies because he ate
jewel.
It's very silly. But he died because he ate it.
It's such a like my precious moment, like the moment a new hand touches the beacon, and then you fucking die and or get consumed by greed.
Yeah, it's just like I get that swallowing a giant rock would probably not be great for you.
That'll do it to you, you know?
But you react in the way that, like, you flop over like you had a brain aneurysm.
Right. Why would a coroner not be like, oh, hey, there's a rock in his throat. He's suffocated.
Also, like, we see, like, in the corpse later, it's in his stomach. So it's not like it even, like, went through, like, his full digestion. It's not like it clogged an intestine and, like, caused something to burst or anything like that. It's just like
silly premise.
Is your diamond poisoned, my man? Is that why it's got its particular color? It does poison damage. These are silly things to get hung up on. This is like
No, but I thought of the same thing. I was like, this doesn't make sense. And I think that kind of extends to the entire cast, to be completely honest. So I think what made the first Knives Out movies work, it's the same reason why a game of Clue works, right? We, the players, are all these little goons who may or may not have committed the murder.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fun part of these movies is having all the little goons interact, get mad at each other, finding out their ties to each other, and then, from there saying, well, you might have done it because XYZ. You might have done it because ABC. Actually, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. And Dave Bautista died off screen. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The characters in Wake Up Dead Man don't interact with each other.
Yeah.
Outside of the Monsignor. I think part of the weakness of that is too, right? Like, Knives Out is like a black box show. Glass Onion is like a bottle episode where all of the characters are stuck in the same area, stuck in the same room, and they have to interact.
Yeah.
With this movie, the murder happens and then everybody goes home.
Yeah.
And then they come back and then they go home again.
It's kind of like they're NPCs for a lot of the characters.
Yeah.
Like, they're not actually that important or like play off of each other. They just reveal some information after you click on them.
Right. Like, as fun as Andrew Scott's character was, right? The writer who's like failed and radicalized himself. It's like, brother, the story doesn't change if you're not here.
Yeah.
Well, and I think in some ways that's kind of the point. I'm looking at this one as much more of a metaphor than the other two, which is not to say that there weren't representative, like, what do these characters stand for in some of these scenarios, like especially in Glass Onion. I think we see that a little bit more in some of our character portrayals and what they mean, not only just to solving the murder plot, but also the greater story and the storytelling that's trying to be done. This movie specifically, I think, takes those pawns and very clearly sets up like little just behind the characters that they are for the main story of Wake Up Dead Man. We're seeing like the little shadow puppet morality play kind of going on in the background of like, hey, there is a lot of contention around the church and what purpose it has in people's lives today. And there are a lot of forces who are all kind of poisoning the well that don't fucking like each other, but all think they know how to use this thing correctly, even though it's just hurting more people. They all come to the same place to be seen, but never to interact with one another because they fucking hate everybody. That I think that was sort of the, like, again, it's sad from a character angle, like to your point of like, yeah, it's fun to watch the goons like puzzle it out and go, now wait a damn minute.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is that kind of story because because we're spending so much more time with Judd and Blanc as characters and as a like learning and give and take relationship on top of the foundational relationship that we start with, which is Judd and Jefferson, which is the I'm happy to be here and I want to be of service, but oh my God, I can't serve in a place like this. It's not just broken, it needs to be demolished and rebuilt from the ground up. And I will do everything I can to fight against the hate that you keep churning up here. But yeah, no, it's a lot. It's dense. It's that like, gee, it's 2.5 hours.
I don't think it's that dense,
just that,
man.
like,
It's definitely long.
It's simple and yeah, in some ways, but I keep trying to like go back through scenes in my mind or just other moments. I will give you just kind of in a different angle of where are we ham-fisting some things. I need to have a talk with the lighting designer for this movie. Because
why?
Holy
Tell me.
Fucking shit. Ian was also like thinking this was egregious. There were a lot of moments that I really liked when we're having conversations in the church and we see the light outside the windows darken. Like it's I think it's in that initial conversation with Blanc and Judd, and he's shitting on the church and organized religion.
They lost daylight.
Yeah, like we go. You see it very subtly that the light is darkening outside, and I really like that touch. And then Judd is coming up on his like, you know, profound like, here's where the goodness of it comes from, and you see the light start like peeking back through the window behind him just a little bit. I'm like, that's good. Ooh, okay, I like that. And then the light just kept getting brighter, and I'm just like, okay, we get it.
Please don't play like the angelic Halo SFX.
Exactly.
That's the only way this gets more ham-fisted right here.
It was one of those where it's like, oh, this is so subtle. This was so nice. I loved that choice. And then they just kept brightening the beam. I'm like, okay, it's enough. It's enough slices.
We're like a standard deviation away from that Fear Street moment. That's like, good is evil.
Surprise.
But then like I love other scene setting that we're doing in like the dark foggy like wood, like the path that kind of cuts between them in the woods when they're out in the search. Like I love some of the other ways we set up these shots, but then there's so many moments where I'm just like, stop. I'm smart enough to figure out what you're trying to symbolize here. Cut it out.
How do we feel about the mystery overall?
I
don't like that it's been the most obvious answer 3 times.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely one of those like right off the bat, you know, Martha's up to some shit.
Right.
Especially when it's like, oh, she was there when Prentice, that was his grandfather's name, when he kicked the bucket, and then she was also involved with Grace and her unraveling and undoing. I'm just like, did
Mhm.
she poison them? Like, did she did something to them,
She
right?
caused the brain aneurysm using
was
her
the
mind
one who
powers.
went right. He was the one who went. She poisoned them, and now she's just like cleaning house and keeping tabs on everything. Right? That it was definitely a like. She's not out of the woods, but I don't know if she's like the bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get like the motivation of her to be like, hey, I'm gonna turn this guy into a religious symbol. I still find it a little flimsy that Monsignor is like, and fuck you too, Martha. Just like, okay, I get the rest, but like, this is kind of just an excuse, for something to happen. Not that it actually makes sense. The same can be said of like the groundskeeper pretending for, I don't know, 3 days to be in the coffin or whatever inside of the
Oh
tomb.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
didn't
think he
think-
brought some snacks or something.
Oh,
to
they
do.
they brought him the baseball game, his little radio, and some potato
Oh.
Like he was really so down bad for Martha that he was like, hey, I'm gonna hang out inside the crypt for like, I'm gonna pull a Jesus, go in on Friday, like come back out on
chips. And Martha
Sunday.
knew, knew that he was in love with her, and just like took advantage of that. Women are evil, y'all. That's what I've learned.
This has been a message from
God.
Bo, not representing the other 2/3 of the liberal artists.
We are not a united front.
Yeah,
Let me be clear.
The girls are out to get us.
I kind of feel like it is just a little bit flimsy when it comes to the mystery, especially like, why the fuck? I know the doctor's a desperate drunk, but like, why is he saying to Martha just like, yeah, I'm gonna take the diamond? Just like, what the
And
fuck,
I
dude?
killed you. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and they do a fucking like
A princess, they
moment
Princess
from
Bride
Princess
him.
Bride.
They
Like,
Yeah.
swap it.
like really?
Before, which logically would have had to happen before he revealed that
Yeah.
she had poisoned him.
She
I'm
would have
not
already had to
means-
have been suspicious. That's the
She
thing.
would have, so she only being suspicious would have had to go weep.
I don't really
It'd be
mind
like,
that
haha.
because it's like tying up loose ends. Like I
Yeah.
don't mind that.
I
as
guess so.
much. It's just the rest of it that's all just kind of like. I liked the first movie's mystery more because it felt like tighter and it felt like there's clear motivations and everything. Versus this one is like some of the events that happen make sense if you are trying to progress the plot, not because they make sense for the characters or like the happenings, like, so overall, like, I don't feel like this is as strong of a mystery. I feel like it's interesting and it kept me engaged, but like looking back at it, I'm not so much as enthralled as I was the first time around, where it's like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. This is fine.
No, I really enjoyed, again, this being more close to a return to form of first Knives Out. I kind of did, like, again, it's not the same, and the more you look at it, yeah, the mystery is a little bit like spotty in some places, but I love what we're doing in this conversation of faith and fact and truth and what actually matters, and not just what actually matters, but what is allowed to take up the space to matter under
Sure.
the circumstances of everything else. Because
Yeah.
that diamond just becomes the symbolism of, like, it's always referred to as Eve's apple. Like, it's always, and what is that if not the, like, here is the origin of sin, is that. And so it's constantly
Money.
that idea of it just keeps getting picked up and taken, and then, horrible acts are committed just for greed, just to keep it, just to whatever. Like, it's never resolved of, like, who deserves it, who can get it. But it's definitely, you see this pattern of every hand that it falls into or almost falls into are people that have no intention to use the fortune for goodness, for anything other than just selfishness. And so it's a very fun little see what it is by the end of this movie. But there's a lot, I think, of just the deeper, but what does it mean metaphor questions of this one, and not just the like straightforward questions of the mystery that are fun to kind of keep re-examining the characters and circumstances around them. But I'm with you in that, like, yeah, but as far as just a tight, satisfying mystery wrap-up feel, yeah, that definitely still goes to the first one.
Yeah. I would summarize this movie as Knives Out. Rian Johnson doesn't like Republicans.
Who does?
Yeah, the first movie definitely does more of like a both sides are assholes thing, with like the little shit Nazi kid, and then also like the more like Crystal's lady, and showing that everybody in this family, no matter where they lean, they're all assholes who like want to manipulate Ana de Armas. This one is more just like, hey, here's the church. You have one good guy, one skeptical guy, and a bunch of assholes.
It is what it is.
It's the name of my next black box show that I'm putting out.
Hell yeah.
I think for the reasons I said earlier, just because the characters don't really interact with each other, this is a good movie.
Yes.
But
it's solid.
I enjoyed the other two a lot more.
Yeah.
Again, just because the characters interacted with each other, whereas none of the characters really felt even that important. Like even the doctor, Jeremy Renner's character, it was like, yeah, you're the plot that everything works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
you
like
are all
outside of that,
well, and I think again, metaphor use, it's that is kind of, I think, why I enjoy it. It's fun to just see everyone fill an archetypal role, fill a plot intended purposeful role, rather than like but what's the character? Because there's a lot of just like pieces that were being laid out across this script of like, oh, here's this crypt. It can only be opened by special equipment or a Lazarus door. Okay, so someone's going in the crypt. Someone's rising from the dead. Okay, like things like that along the way.
Who's gonna wake up dead man?
Yeah, but like things like that along the way, where I was just like, okay, yeah, if this is the path we're going, then sure. Or oh my god, we haven't even mentioned no, Simone, the cellist. Like her whole thing is constantly this, just like I have to know the truth because this is meant to like help heal me. I need to know these things. Like we're repetitioning. We're doing a lot of just like, here's the function of these characters, and now what do all these pieces in the soup do together, more or less?
Yeah. If anything, this is a phrase I didn't want to say because I feel like it's a bad joke. But if anything, I feel like this movie is more of a Glass Onion than Glass Onion was. Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, a lot of Glass Onion was like summed up with the, it's so dumb, it's brilliant. No, it's just dumb. And that was like kind of the joke of it. Versus this one was like, oh no, this is like a multi-layered mystery where many of these characters who are driving things forward have their own motivations.
Yeah.
But like you said, they don't interact with each other as much. So they only treat each other kind of as, plot, and as like means to drive their own stories forward.
Overall, crispy, not crispy, kind of crispy, sort of crispy?
I'd say pretty crispy. Again, pace yourself. It's 2.5 hours, and so it is just like a lot hitting you all at once, basically. But
on like the scale of crispiness from, let's say, Burger King chicken nuggies, all the way up to like Raisin Canes, I would give this a solid Foo-Sackleys.
Okay.
let us know if that rating made sense to you.
Translate that, dickheads. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Liberal Artist Podcast. Follow us on TikTok, man. We're trying to grow our brand as the algorithm keeps telling me to do. But we would really enjoy, growing the community that we've been able to build with you all who have been listening to us for the last few years. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Share. Word of mouth is better than like doing all that stuff. But also show people our funny TikToks. We're on TikTok now.
Could you tell?
Yeah, can you tell? TikTok. If I say it more, it'll get caught in the algorithm. Join us next time when we decide what we'd be doing in the crypt for 3 days.
Sleeping.
I would look over at the dead body and say, hey, you come here often?
God, Jesus Christ.
For 3 days. Peace.
The Liberal Artists Podcast premieres every other Thursday on your favorite podcasting platform. The show is hosted by Bodio, Kaylie Horowitz, and Andy Gibson. You can find the show at LibArtistsPod on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks to White Hot for performing the theme song Reflect, which can be found on freebeats.io. Now, I'm off to go exploring, and maybe, just maybe, I'll find a sheep that I can call my own. Good day.
I never hit stop, by the way. Should I?
Oh, shit.
No.
I did.
No.
I turned it off because I thought you did. Well, I'm the only one out of sync. Fuck me.
It doesn't matter. I'll sync it up. You know how I'm going to sync it up?
With the ass clap of syncing. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
This is an audio medium. You can't know that we're just clapping our hands. This is the clap of 1,000 cheeks.
It's
The 1,000 cheeks between 3 people.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
Sorry, I think Kaylie hit me with a stun for a second there. I failed my con save, man. She stunned me for a round there. I was not anticipating the clapping of 1,000 cheeks. You familiar with this, Kaylie? Is this what you're up to on your free time?
She does work at a theater.
Exactly. Don't ask
All right.
questions you don't want the answers to.